Hi, good morning. Happy Saturday. I am Ellie and I am a certified yoga instructor currently volunteering with the Pink Ribbon Place, offering the Facebook Live yoga classes Saturday mornings and 9 a.m. in Spanish. Sorry, 9 a.m. in English and 11 a.m. in Spanish. Got my uh, languages mixed up, but you are at the right class. It is 9 a.m. and it is an English class. Just a couple of things before we get started. Make sure you have your yoga mat with you. Just make sure you're not slipping wherever you are practicing. Your yoga strap, like this guy. If you don't have one, a small towel, belt, scarf, anything like that works just as well as that. And lastly, if you have yourself your, oh, good, here we go, your yoga blanket like this one, go ahead and pull that out as well. This is just for cushioning the knees, making things a little bit softer for us in case you are practicing on any hardwood floors. Having a blanket is always very handy. And before we go ahead and get started today, always remember to stay safe, to not force your body into anything that we're doing, and to really just have fun with it and, just have a good Saturday morning. So I'm very excited, like I said, that you are here. As you can see, I got my really awesome Just Yoga t-shirt on. And I hope you guys have checked it out. If you've been following me. If not, I will talk a little bit, just a teeny weeny bit about it towards the end of our class. So let's go ahead and get started with our class today. I would like us all to start fully reclined on our backs. And you can choose to have the knees up like I am doing so, or you can place the knees on the ground. Whatever is comfortable for you. I like to put my hands on my belly just to remind me to breathe, focusing in on that breath. And when we're ready, taking a big breath in through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. One more time, inhale through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. You can choose to close your eyes here just for a moment. Let those shoulders melt a little bit more into your mat. Maybe the space between your eyebrows relaxes just a little bit more. Remember that this is your practice. If you choose to stay here the rest of the time, that is okay with me. If you're practicing outside like me, take a moment to listen to any outside noises. Maybe the birds chirping, maybe the trees and the wind blowing, whatever it is, taking a moment to just acknowledge it around us and slowly start coming back to your mat. Begin focusing on that breath. May you inhale a little bit more every time, trying to reach down to your toes. And then all the way back out. Just to start to get a little heavier on that mat. Like I said, you're welcome to stay here. But if you are ready to move, slowly begin opening those eyes. Begin wiggling those fingers, those toes, and bringing those hands overhead, giving yourself a nice big stretch. On this beautiful Saturday morning, clearly I need to move too, as you can tell. By all the movement, that feels really good this morning. Bringing those knees in, like I am doing so. Take that right leg and cross it over the left, taking the hips to the right and letting those knees drop to the left. Coming in for a really sweet, gentle twist here. And if you're like me, this might be the first time that you're moving today. I know it's 9 a.m., but it is still a little early for the weekend, considering that some of us, get up 5, 4 in the morning, 6 in the morning. Today would be the day to sleep in. Coming back to center and switching sides. But it is 100% okay. It's great. It's awesome that we're up, we're moving, we're getting our bodies going, and enjoying this beautiful day. Take a big breath in and exhaling out. When we're ready, coming back to center, bringing those knees down and just letting them windshield wipe side to side. And there's something really nice about like practicing outside because you just look up and you just see like blue sky, some trees, palm trees actually, right by me. So it's really nice. It's really peaceful. Coming back to center, go ahead and bring that. So bring that left leg down and bring that right knee in like I am doing so. Starting to flex those toes. And all we're going to do is open up that hip. So taking that right leg out towards the side and then just making little circles. I think you can see me, yeah. One way, the other way. Just kind of saying hello to those hips. Maybe they're a little tight this morning. And when we're ready, coming back to center and switching sides. Again, if you went opposite of me, it is completely okay. I won't get mad, you know. And opening up that hip. Again, going one way, the other way, keeping those toes nice and flexed. And when we're ready, back to center. Bringing that foot all the way down. Both knees are down. And we're going to come into a very quick happy baby here. So happy baby is bringing those shins up parallel upwards, grabbing the bottoms of the feet and literally just rocking side to side. I know it's going to be like such a really awkward pose to do, but it feels really good. And again, depending on how open your hips are this morning, this might feel really good, or you might be a little like, ooh, might be a little too early for this. But again, this is just to measure kind of where our hips are this morning. Coming back to center, placing those feet down, and windshield wipe one last time. I hope you enjoyed it because we are about to get moving for the next 20 minutes or so of our practice. So in your own way, coming onto hands and knees. I wish there was a fancier way, but literally it's just in your own way because, everybody gets up so differently. But coming onto hands and knees, remembering to keep those knees about knees about hip width distance apart, and hands are about shoulder distance apart. I told you it's still a little early. Clearly, my anatomy is a little off this morning. And from here, inhale, dropping that belly. Exhale, rounding that spine. Inhale, moving super slow. And exhale, tucking that chin, rounding that spine. Last one, dropping that belly. Pushing your hands into the mat. And tucking that chin, rounding that spine. When you're ready, coming back to center. Give yourself a nice little wiggle. Bringing those hands a couple inches forward, tucking those toes, and coming up into your down dog. Taking a moment here. Remember, hands are about shoulder distance apart. Feet are about hip width distance apart, which for most people is literally only about 3 inches apart from each other. We always tend to think that our hips are a lot wider than they really are. Bringing those heels down one at a time, like I'm doing, maybe together. Again, just checking out where those hamstrings are, checking out where those calves are, just kind of saying hello. And when we're ready, inhale, lifting that right leg up. Again, if you have any low back issues, please ignore this cue and just place your foot right in between your hands. Bend that foot and place that foot right in between your hands. If it doesn't make it, you show it who's boss. You tell it to get there. Dropping that back heel. Taking a moment, to check to make sure those heels are lined up in one straight line across. Grabbing onto that knee and pushing ourselves up completely into our warrior two. From here, finding a little bit of stillness, whether it be with our hands out towards the side, shoulders are relaxed, or bringing those hands to heart center. Again, depending on where we are feeling our shoulders this morning, both are equally as okay. Couple pointers while we kind of settle into our warrior two, making sure that knee is nice and bent. We want to avoid this or going way too far forward, just, kind of a little happy medium. And that torso is nice and straight facing outwards. Want to avoid a little bit of that surfing or back as well. And like I said, just relax those shoulders. Taking one more breath here. And when we're ready, bringing those hands out, straightening out that front leg. And all we're going to do is from here, dropping that hip down. So we're going to drop that right hip all the way down. And you're going to reaching forward, reaching like you're trying to reach for something, whatever you got going on right here. And when you can't reach anymore, just drop that right hand down. Left hand can come up, let it hang out at the waist, right here at the hip, sorry. And if it's a little too much going on, take your hand, kind of like if you're trying to pinch something a little bit, like by the fingertips, and just use it to kind of push yourself on the side of your leg. This is a nice little hip opener, and you guys have probably guessed by now, we are going to be doing a little bit of hip work today. So, again, if you got really tight hips, this might not be a really good time. Looking down, bend that knee. Hands coming out. Flip that front palm and reverse your warrior. But like I said, you guys know by now that I work in an office, so I sit a lot. So hip openers are definitely something super awesome. Between those and back bends, it's a time of my life. So I hope that you guys obviously enjoy them as much as I do coming back to center and cartwheeling those hands all the way back down, picking up that back heel and stepping it back to your down dog. Taking one more moment here, bending those knees, bringing those heels down, and when we're ready, inhale, lifting that left leg up and placing that foot right in between your hands, dropping that back heel, taking a moment to check that foundation, and when we're ready, using that knee and coming all the way up to our warrior two. Here, like I said, you have various options. Taking a moment just to breathe, settling in, taking on this side, things might feel a little different. Our bodies are not symmetrical, so sometimes what feels cool, good on one side does not feel that way on the other. And one more breath here as we get ready to straighten out that front leg. Take that left hand, and whatever your placement is for our triangle, go ahead and place that hand there. And like I said, right hand as well. You can choose to put it wherever is the most comfortable. You can even try maybe wrapping it if it allows you to. If that shoulder allows a little bit of wrapping, you can always do that as well. And when we're ready, looking down, straightening out that front leg, coming right through our warrior two, and flipping that front palm and reversing that warrior. When you're ready, cartwheeling those hands all the way back down, picking up that back heel, and stepping that foot all the way back to our down dog. Taking one moment here just to catch our breath before we get moving one more time. We're stepping it forward. So looking forward and stepping all the way forward on our mats. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bending those knees, using those knees, keeping up nice and straight back, coming all the way up, hands overhead, and coming to center. A quick little break while we're here. I feel like my mat just keeps moving. I try to fix it as I'm telling you guys cues, and I feel like my mat is just dancing everywhere in the backyard. So from here, hands to heart center, or hands on the side. What we're going to do is come into a really easy, quick little tree on both sides. So standing nice and tall, rolling those shoulders back. Take that right leg and take that and place that right ankle up against that left ankle. Again, we have shifted all of our weight towards our left side. That big toe on our left side, on our left leg, is really nice and grounded in there, trying to keep us from falling over. Again, I always do recommend, I don't have one here, but a wall, a chair, anything you can grab onto. If the balance is a little funky today, you're more than welcome to go ahead and grab one of those. Or you can hang out here as well, like me. Now, if you want to test your balance a little bit more, maybe that right leg starts coming up wherever it finds a comfortable spot. We're working again on keeping that leg nice and open. And wherever you find a nice and comfortable spot. Again, I'm still really grounding that left toe right into the ground. Obviously, it's a little wobbly on the grass, but you are more than welcome to try it the many different ways when we're ready. Finding that balance one more time. And now grounding that right toe nice and deep into our mats here. Hands can go here at the hips like I had, or at heart center, bringing that left ankle up like I'm doing. And when we're ready, maybe you stay here. Maybe you come up, or oops, wherever you find your comfortable spot here. And it always helps to look at something that's not moving. And it also helps that both of my feet or legs are kind of pushing one towards the other to really kind of create a little bit of that force one against another to bring a little bit more balance for me as I continue to work on kind of opening up this hip area here. And when we're ready, bringing it all the way down and back to center and shaking out those legs. I know it looks like, when you see it in pictures and stuff, it looks so easy, and then when you try it and it's like you're like me, I'm just toppling all over, and it's like it takes a lot of work to find that really awesome balance. But like always, like everything great, it always takes work, which we are not complaining about. When we're ready, inhale, hands up, and begin bending at the waist, or folding, at the waist, keeping that back nice and flat, planting those hands. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, stepping that right foot back, followed by the left, coming right into our down dog. One more time. And we're ready. Inhale, lifting that right leg up, and place that foot right in between your hands. Begin walking your hands towards the long side of your mat. Like this, your feet will follow. Pointing those right toes out towards the upper corner of your mat. And placing that right hand right in front of your face. And left hand coming all the way up for a twist. From here, you can always wrap that hand behind you if you'd like to. Or you can keep it up, whichever one is more comfortable for you. Like I said, it depends on the day. Some days, you're feeling more flexible. Other days, not so much. You gotta listen to our bodies. Respect how they're feeling, what they're saying that day. And, a really great part about yoga is just listening, taking a moment to listen, to check in, to slow down. Inhale, bringing that hand up and switching it with that right, bringing those right toes in and left toes go out. And again, things might feel a little different on this side. Take a moment here just to breathe one more time. Bringing that hand up if you chose to wrap it behind your back, and bringing that hand all the way back down, bringing those left toes all the way in, and walking towards the front of our mat, the short side of our mat. One more time. From here, if you are on hardwood floor, I highly recommend you take your blanket right here and place it like I have right below where my knee is kind of hovering. And what we're doing is dropping that back knee that left knee, untucking the toes, and just coming in for a nice little low lunge. Right here, I'm using my hands to kind of hang out in my knee because you can always come down here, but you'll definitely feel a little bit more of a deeper stretch, again, the lower you go. So we can just see up here. It's not meant to be super, super deep, considering how short our practice can be. So again, just getting a nice little stretch in that, what is that, quad? Your quad. I think it's your quads. Is it? But this front thigh area right here. I think it is your quads. Like, I know my anatomy, but sometimes things kind of slip, you know? And then we're ready. Coming down, tugging those toes and lifting that back leg. Go ahead and bring that blanket out. We're still going to need it on the other side, so just keep it handy. And taking that right leg and placing it behind you. When we're ready, inhale, lifting that left leg and bringing it forward. Hands will walk around to the long side of your mat. Feet will follow. And from here, again, pointing out those right toes towards the upper right corner. Keeping those hands nice and planted, or you can even bring them towards the top. All you're going to do is slowly, again, depending on your range of flexibility here, just bending that right knee and coming all the way down to get a nice little stretch on this side. So if you can see me, I have this foot fully flexed, that left foot is fully flexed, and I'm hanging out on that right knee. The toes are pointed out towards the side because we do not want to get hurt. And then we're just working on this little stretch here. When we're ready, slowly coming around, bringing those toes, well, you can leave them there for now, but bringing those left toes out towards the corner, dropping, and then slowly your right foot begins to lift up like this. And yeah, like I said, since we are doing hip openers, you're going to feel a lot of intense stretches in a very short amount of time. So hopefully you're enjoying them as much as I am. One more breath here. And when we're ready, using those hands again to push ourselves up all the way through. And you could just do a quick little wiggle side to side. You can point both of those toes out towards both sides of the corners and then just wiggle it out. Bringing those hands back down and walking towards the short side of your mat. Now go ahead and grab your blanket if you choose to. Drop that right knee down, untucking those toes. Once you've got your foundation nice and set up, coming up and hanging out right here with those hands on those knees or that front knee. And even though we're still, kind of in the slow lunge, I still want you to focus on trying to keep those, those hips kind of facing forward. We want to avoid a lot of this opening kind of action and really just keep the hips facing forward as we focus on getting a little bit of that quad stretch in. One more breath here. And we're ready, bringing those hands down, tucking those toes, picking up that back knee, and stepping that left foot back, coming to our down dog. From here, looking forward and coming down to seated. Looking forward and stepping to the front of your mat to come down to seated. So today I want to introduce to you guys, and I'm pretty sure that I have not, since we've started, introduced you to one of my favorite poses, which is pigeon. It's actually a really great pose for to kind of stretch out this area right here. For it's really great. I mean, for everybody, but if you have like sciatica, it's really great to just kind of stretch out that area and maybe cause a little bit of relief with doing it. So I want to say we are a little warmed up for that. I will be offering two different versions of this one. The first one will be more of your traditional pigeon, and then the second will be a modified. They are both just as effective, just as awesome, just as great. The only thing is this is one of those poses that it will look different on everybody. And it's not about what it looks like. It absolutely does not matter what it looks like as long as you're getting that right stretch, that feeling that we're looking for, and no pain. Again, we don't want any pain. So I will show you how we're going to go into our traditional pigeon first. So you can go ahead and watch me. I like to come into it from our down dog. So from here, inhale, lifting that right leg up, bending that knee, and bringing that right knee right behind my right wrist. That you can see. So right wrist, right there. Once I find that spot, I take the left leg and scoot it all the way back as much as I can to find a nice little stretch right here. And now what I want to focus on here is keeping those right toes flexed, nice and active. And once I find it, I can kind of sit down. What I'm looking for here is, again, that stretch on that right kind of like glute area coming down to that right back of the thigh. So no pain in those knees, ankles, nothing else. So once I find, and I'm seated, that I found that really sweet spot, I can hang out here if this is enough for me. If I'm not feeling that stretch, I can come down. I can come out a little bit to the side. Again, this knee traditionally comes right in the center, and like it comes out. This is not built for everybody. So like I said, wherever you find your sweet spot here in this pose, mine, for example, is kind of really awkwardly placed like this, but this is what feels really good for me. So like I said, however you find that right knee, just again, be very conscious of not having any pain in that knee. This is one of those that is a little difficult to kind of explain when we're not there. And then I will show you that second one. You will be fully reclined like this, and it is a good time to kind of have this handy, your little strap, in case you need it. You're going to come all the way down. You're going to take that left or right leg, whichever one you choose to go first, and bring it over. I'm choosing to take my left leg so you guys can see. I'm going to take that left leg and place it over that right knee. Sorry, there's a couple little bugs out here. And then all I'm going to do is kind of lean forward just enough for me to bring my hands right under that right leg like this, kind of like a number 4 if you're looking at it, and then just come back in this direction. Now you can always use your strap if it's a little too much. Bring the strap just to bring it closer, as I'm doing right here. Again, toes are very active here as well. They're flexed back. So either one of those options. When I'm ready to come down, I'm just going to bring that foot down and undo that leg. And just a nice little windshield wiping action from side to side. Like I said, we're running a little bit on time. So, like I said, whichever one you choose to take. If it's fully reclined, I kind of walked you through that one. You're more than welcome to pause the video and kind of see it one more time. And then, like I said, for our other one, you start in your down dog. Inhale, lifting, and lift that left leg now. Bend that knee and place that foot right behind my left wrist. Take a moment, wiggle back as much as I need to, and kind of send that bottom off to the side a little bit until you find that sweet spot where you're starting to feel, again, the stretch right in this area. And this is the only area you should really be feeling it in. Once I find that spot, I'll hang out here, maybe to the side, somewhere where it just feels really good. When I'm done, you're coming back onto hands and knees, tucking those toes, lifting up, and simply just coming back into your down dog. This is, again, lastly, this is one of those poses that the longer you do it, maybe a couple minutes, 3 minutes at least, it starts to feel really good for you. So that's why we cannot take that much time to fully sit in these poses, but I do highly recommend that you take a moment and actually, go into your pigeon. Whichever option you take, they are both just as amazing. And you really do enjoy it a little bit. Get a nice little stretch in that glute area. We did a lot of kind of hip opening stuff that you should be pretty good to go. And give it a try. Like I said, if at any moment you start to feel maybe the traditional one isn't feeling that great for you, go ahead and lie on your back and try that one. They're both just as effective. So you don't need to absolutely do one or the other and stick to that one. You're more than welcome to do whichever one. And with that being said, um, coming into our closing meditation, time flies so quickly. I try to keep track of time, and I'm always fighting against time. We'll go ahead and bring those hands here. Very quickly, like I said, I am part of Just Yoga right now, offering that it will be offering Spanish classes, folding classes, but please don't let that stop you. They have an amazing library of English language classes ranging from tutorials to complete full 1 hour classes from all levels. So I highly recommend it. To check it out, to check them out. They are local to Corona, and they have a second location in Wildemar. So like I said, it's really an amazing platform. So I do again welcome you to please just check it out, and maybe try a couple of classes with some really awesome teachers. So yeah, with that being said, bringing our hands to heart center, taking a moment to breathe. And I just want to take a very quick moment to thank you for taking this time to hang out with me today, to practice a little yoga, to get those hips moving. And I want to wish you an amazing weekend, an amazing week. And please continue to check the pink ribbon page as well as the Riverside Community Health Foundation page for any updates, news, anything. And again, until we